boys take it away.
Hello, Robert.
Hello, Ryan.
How are you on this fine evening?
I'm great.
Excellent.
I'm excited to talk about vocal gear for singers.
I'm curious about vocal gear. I'd never really thought about pedals for vocal.
You know what? I will completely admit I know nothing about that entire world, and
right?
I can't wait to get to the actual gear. I was very excited that you were like, hey, I have a pedal board, and I was like, vocalists have pedal boards?
That's
no
exactly
idea.
the point.
But first, I would like to talk about the Vocalist Studio.
Sure. What can I tell you?
Tell us what it is.
What are the four pillars of singing?
Well, the Vocalist Studio is a vocal training company for singers. I'm the founder and wrote a book, and I produce video content that helps singers around the world learn to sing. Absolutely amazing. There are certified teachers in Europe as well that teach the techniques, and we do master classes in different parts of the planet, and it's really fantastic. We're helping people learn how to sing quite well.
So let me ask you this. You said we teach people to sing amazing. Can you teach anyone to sing amazing?
That's a really good question. The general population generally thinks that you're kind of born to sing or you're not. That's not necessarily true. Everybody can learn to sing. Singing is a sport. It's an athletic endeavor. It's very similar to gymnastics or, say, maybe ice skating or gymnastics in the sense that it requires great physical strength and coordination, but also there's an aesthetic beauty to it as well. So singing is like that. When you come work with me, we're going to do special techniques and skills and what have you that will build the strength, the muscular strength and the coordination of your larynx and muscles inside, and in coordination with the respiratory system to make you learn how to sing great. Essentially, we're going to build a high-performance human phonation, a sports car, a fighter jet in here that'll enable you to sing any way you want to sing. And 9 out of 10 people can do it. If you have a big heart and you train, you got a good teacher and you're training to practice, you can learn to sing.
So I think that's a common misconception that we briefly touched on, but myself included, until just right now, assumed, well, you just had to really be born to sing.
It's not true. It's not true. The margin between the person that steps into my studio that has great talent or maybe a slightly favorable physiology for singing versus kind of the average Joe like me that needs to practice a lot to get better, the margin of difference is about 90 days of practicing. It's really
90 days.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's all about what you're doing when you practice. It's all about the techniques that you're training. And the techniques that we work on at the Vocalist Studio, again, they build physical strength and coordination. It also involves a little bit of understanding and mastery of the acoustics of the human voice as well. So we work a lot with understanding the physiology of how the larynx can move around and manipulating it into exotic positions, as well as singing or practicing through certain particular vowels, or that is the acoustics of singing that will help manipulate the physiology as well. So the acoustics drives the physiology. It's really a physiology and acoustics game, and you just got to learn how to play it.
So let's check out some of your gear. Let's start first with the microphones.
Okay, microphones. All right, so let's see here.
So these are different microphones for different situations, obviously.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, different mics for different situations. The first mic that I wanted to show you guys, and in a sense I can make some recommendations, and I'll also just kind of tell you why I like them, why I think they're kind of cool. I collect these things too. I mean, no singer really needs this many mics.
Are those mostly dynamic mics that you brought with you today?
No, these are these are dynamic mics. These are all handheld live mics. They're dynamic mics and there's handheld condenser mics. In recent years, microphone manufacturers have been making handheld condenser mics. It's kind of a new idea.
Really? I was unaware.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Before you go past the quantity of mics, one thing that I've definitely learned that I'd love to hear your opinion on is it's almost like the Harry Potter, the wand, the magician thing. That like there's a mic and a singer, and you can get the wrong mic for the right singer, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Really?
Hey, absolutely. And microphone is like a cowboy hat. It's like your motorbike. It's a pair of boots. It's a very personal thing. It really is. And you have to test mics. I can make recommendations, and the chances are those recommendations you'll be pleased with those mics. But when you go to Guitar Center or something like this, you need to you need to test a few microphones, and voices are all very different. So it really depends on which mic.
I'm a big fan of Devin Townsend, and I've kind of a James Hetfield kind of voice, and I always wanted to use an SM7B, but it just doesn't work for me.
Works great for me though.
It's a great mic, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of people talk about the Shure SM58. It's kind of an icon in the industry.
Sure.
It is a great mic. The Shure SM58, great mic. But I'll tell you, every mic in these bags is probably, in my opinion, just my opinion, is better than the SM58. So these are all great mics, but back in the day, all you could really get is like an SM58. Now, everybody's making a mic, they're getting into the game, and that's fun. It's cool because there's a lot of good products out there now that people aren't even aware of. I mean, I got some funky stuff in here. So, let me dive in. Let me tell you what I got. Stuff. It's pretty cool. You might be surprised what people are doing with mics. The first mics I wanted to talk about is this is the Rode M1 and the Rode M2. These are handheld mics from Rode Microphones. They're from Australia, and the Rode M1 is super durable. It's built like a Sherman tank. You can drop this thing on the floor. And in fact, we talked about the SM58. If you wanted a microphone to replace the SM58, it would probably be the Rode M1. Okay, it's fantastic. This is a dynamic microphone. It doesn't require power. If you give it enough gain, it'll kick ass and it'll just keep going all day long. It has good anti-feedback characteristics as well. It's really kind of made for really loud, noisy rock band jam rooms, so it won't feedback and stuff. It's a fantastic mic. This is the Rode M2. This is their condenser mic. It requires 48 volts power. You have to power this mic up. Because it's a condenser microphone, that means it's more sensitive. It has more presence. It's a hotter mic. And as I said before, in the new line of handheld condenser microphones, taking condenser mics into live shows instead of just only in studios, this is one of the few that are on the market, and it's great.
Crazy.
The best thing about Rode Microphones, in my opinion, is they are super durable, and the value is great. I mean, for a really fair price, you get a lot of microphones. So I wanted to start with those guys because would be a mic that I'm certainly recommending. After that, another mic that I want to recommend is the Electro Voice 767A. It's been a microphone that we've used at the Vocalist studio for over 8 or 10 years. A lot of my students have gone out and bought it. I have several of them. The Electro Voice 767A also is a great value. And what's really nice about it is the diaphragm is super big. Now what that means is when you get up to the microphone, you get a little extra boom, 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 get a little extra boom, boom on it. It's a fat, boomy mic.
We like the boom boom.
We like boom boom. Boom boom is good. Boom boom makes us happy inside. Yeah, boom boom is great. And the other thing that's really nice about the 767, and the company doesn't even know it, is it comes with a little rubber sleeve on the outside. Pull the sleeve off, and now the shank is really thin, and it makes it more ergonomic and fits better in your hand. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a kick-ass mic, 767A. Okay, now I'm going to get into higher-end, more expensive mics for good reason. Germany has a great reputation for making great cars, right? They certainly do. They make the best cars. They make the best cars in the world.
Sure.
They also make the best microphones in the world. If you're not realized, so just absolutely hands down, the microphones are amazing. You have the Rode microphone, and you have all of these mics, and then you have the German mics, and in a sense, the German mics almost sit in an entire class by themselves. Before we run out of time, I want to show you these German mics. This is the Sennheiser 935E.
Love me some Sennheiser.
Oh my God. It's absolutely amazing. It is a kick butt mic. This is the AKG D7 from Berlin. Absolutely sounds amazing. So if you have a little extra money, a little extra budget, go German. This is another German microphone. This is a condenser handheld mic. This is the Neumann 104. This is about a $700 microphone. It's the best microphone in the entire kit here, and it basically will make you sound like God.
Cheap Neumann too, for what they sell.
Handheld condenser, so you could go into a studio and potentially with this microphone record handheld, which as an artist might give you a little bit more.
May I check that out?
Sure, of course. Don't drop it.
To give you a little perspective, some of their studio mics start at about $3,000.
Yeah. So Neumann,
Legendary.
Neumann is another German company, and the mics are just amazing.
Fastback has. Don't you guys have like a incredibly ancient Neumann stereo mic?
Yeah. SM7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worth more than my car.
Yeah, 1956.
This is Sennheiser's E965. Similar to the dynamic version, but this is their condenser version of it, a little hotter. So in the world of pedals for singers, there's really only like two real companies that are doing it. Some companies got kind of dabbling with it. You have Digitech, which makes good pedals, and then you have these guys that also make this microphone I referenced earlier from Victoria, Canada, little tiny company called TC-Helicon. And TC-Helicon is making stop boxes, pedals for singers. They're absolutely amazing. They kick butt. And this is a bunch of their pedals. I don't know if you can see them or not.
Can you make sure we get a close-up of the pedals?
Yeah. I'm going to take a look at these. I do have a security system in my studio, so don't be breaking in.
I imagine like us guitar players, the pedals are not cheap.
The pedals aren't well, it depends on which one. I'll just bust through these pretty quickly.
Okay.
They have come, TC-Helicon has built the voice tone pedals, voice tone? Yeah. The voice tone create pedal is this blue one here.
Sure.
This is the first pedal they came out with about 4 years ago. It still kicks butt. This has like 100 presets in it. So it has 10 reverbs, 10 delays, 10 thickening or doubling sounds. It's got some transducer effects, which is like the sounds that you talk through a megaphone kind of effects. It's got some genre mixes, like there's 10 pop R&B settings and stuff. It's just really nice to have a preset.
Absolutely.
Because, unlike these guys probably, the guitarists are used to fiddling with gear. They're used to turning knobs and manuals and things like that.
The entire reason we are here.
But singers really aren't. Singers are a little bit
set and forget.
Simpler because we haven't had that opportunity. So out of that environment, in my opinion, what singers really need is just stomp boxes. We need simple. It's on, it's off, it's loud, it's low.
Because you have all the singer diva stuff to do. You can't concentrate on the gear.
Well, that might be part of it, but I think it's just the gear hasn't been available for us to tinker with until just in the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
This is the first multi-purpose pedal for singers.
Cool.
I totally recommend it. It's a TC-Helicon Create pedal, kicks ass. Then they came out with this series of they call them the singles, those voice tone singles
Let me hold
pedals.
it up for you. I'll hold it up while you.
All right. So I'm going to say the best for last, but these four are voice tone singles, and singles are kind of a little bit more like what guitarists do, where you get just a reverb pedal and just a doubler pedal and just a compression pedal, and I even have a pitch correction pedal in here as well. And they're great. They're fantastic. You network them all up, and if you really want like a whole line of pedals, you can go with the voice tone singles. But just recently, just this year, they came out. I kept telling these guys, love your pedals, but still make it simple. Make it even more simple. Just make a simple stomp box for singers. It's on, it's off. Give us delay, give us reverb, give us a level, give us a mute button, and that's it, right? And they finally came out and they built this pedal right here, and it's the least expensive. It's affordable. It's only $150 bucks. $150, and this is the mic mechanic. It's a stomp box for singers. It kicks butt. It'll give you reverb. It'll give you delay. It'll give you a little bit of pitch correction. It's got a tone knob to kind of warm up the sound. It kicks ass. For $150, that's a no-brainer.
I totally want to try that for guitar.
I've heard a lot of singers that need that, especially the pitch correction.
I'm sure a lot of singers, every singer can benefit from this. The pitch correction doesn't fix like you're really out of pitch. It doesn't. It's just only on the margin. It's just and that's not that's not the coolest thing about the pedal. It's really the effects. But yeah, looking for a pedal for singers, the mic mechanic from TC-Helicon absolutely kicks butt. But all all of their pedals are quite good, actually, and they're well built. It's not cheap stuff. It's not
look
plastic.
Pretty solid.
It's all made out of good, strong steel, and they hold up forever. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I know, like, when you're in the studio and you have somebody singing, a lot of times you want to give them a little reverb, you want to give them a little bit of ambience just so they feel more comfortable. Do you find when you're teaching that it's better for students to have a little bit of ambience on their voice than just the dry mic?
That's a really good question.
I try.
No, but you try, but you do a good job. It's a really good question. When you're training vocal scales and you're working out, yeah, have a little bit of sauce. Now, don't have delay, don't have doubling, don't have flange, don't have the kind of the crazy stuff, but a little bit of reverb. Just a little tiny bit of reverb when you're training, absolutely. It's not going to hurt you a bit. Because when you're training, just like when you're practicing guitar or any other instrument, when you're training your voice, it needs to be fun too. And I tell you what, I mean, if I die and go to hell, someone's going to put a microphone in my hand and I'm going to have no effects. You know, because, I mean, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than gigging or even practicing scales with absolutely some flat, dry signal and absolutely no sauce or depth to the signal.
Compression and reverb required.
Compression is okay, but at least just a little tiny bit. Just an old springy reverb is fine if you're training. If you're gigging, then, you know, get into the delay and some of the other stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Really stoked.
I appreciate it, Robert. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.